Hi and welcome to another Type with me. In today's video I want to talk about clean and scalable CSS with the Add Layer feature. It's a cool new feature within CSS and I think it will really help you to organize your CSS files and your CSS rules better. So if we go to the MDN web docs, we will see that it's baseline, so it's widely available for all the major browsers, and the add layer CSS add rule is used to declare a cascading layer and can also be used to define the order of precedence in case of multiple cascade layers. One of the things that you need to know is that if you want to have something more profound, like hey, I want to have this as a other kind of color, then you need to put something like this, right? You need to put important here. And now you see it will always take this rule instead of this rule, right? But that's not elegant, and I think it's also not good to use it like that. If we can avoid important on CSS, we need to do that. Right. So I'm going to show you a little bit how it works. I think the best way to do so is just by trying it out. So I will also link it in the description below, and there you will see what it can do, and you can play around with it yourself. But what you see here is add layer, and then we have your module and state. If we change the order, and if we put here state and then here module, for example, you will see that state has the is the first one and module is the second one. So now with module we say here that the background is yellow and the color is white. Yeah, I don't like white, so I would change it to black. But with these kind of layers, you can see it as layers that are stacked upon each other, and first it takes this layer and then later on it takes this layer, right? And so the latest one always overrules the other one, right? So what we could do then is you could create something like this. You could create something like a base layer, which is the first layer, a base layer. Then you could create something like a utilities layer, utilities layer, and then you could create something like a page layer or something like that. And so you can really play around with it and add multiple layers. You can then define these kind of multiple layers and use them. If we go a little bit down here, you'll see that we have add layer name, and you can have multiple layer names and also multiple add layers, right? The layer name is the name of this cascade layer, and the rule is the set of CSS rules in the cascade layer. If we go here, you can see that it indeed works with the order of what is most important and what is less important or has less priority over it. I think it's nice. You'll see here as well that they are explaining within author styles all important declarations within the CSS layers take precedence over any important declarations declared outside of a layer, while all normal declarations within CSS layers have a lower priority than declarations declared outside of a layer. The declaration order matters. The first declared layer gets the lowest priority and the last declared layer gets the highest priority. However, the priority is reversed when the important flag is used. We saw it before. I used the important flag and then it was being reversed, which is fine. And then you see here you can create something like add layer theme, layout and utilities, and it's useful because the internal order in which layers are declared indicates which layers has precedence. Another way to create a cascade layer is by using add import. In this case, the rules would be in the imported style sheet. Remember that the add import add rule must precede all other types of rules except add char set and add layer rules. So what we could do is do something like this, then the add import, and then refer to the CSS file what we want to import, and then we can use the layer. If we then go to basic examples, you see here we have here a class box which has hello world. Then we have here a normal rule, alright, to get the purple, and then we have add layer type, and then here we have the color green, right? So another thing is here we have our HTML, and here we have our layer base and special, and then we have here our layer base which says green, and then a border and a font size and a padding, and then we have here dot item color and then this color, and then this is the result, right? And then that's a little bit great about it. We can then play around with it. So here I can say, no, I just want to do this, and then I want to put it like this, and then I set red, for example, and then you see red is more important because it's outside a layer, and you have here base special, and then outside the layer is more into depth, like you can override certain things. So you need to keep that into mind, but I think it's interesting. Another thing we could do now here is this one. We can say here special, and then here alert. We can put here comma alert, and then here we put again the reds. Then you see here red, because red is here, right? If we change this and we put here alert, right, it's the opposite now. This one is more important, right? So that's really cool, and I think you can do nice things with it, especially if you want to build up something that is being used across a lot of applications within your organization or your company that you're working with. It could be interesting to just create certain layers, and if you then put the right order into it, or you want to configure certain things, it's up to the persons that are then using it or playing around with it with your layers, right? Again, CSS Cascade and Inheritance level 5, that's where it is. And then you see here the browser compatibility, so every browser can use it, and yeah, that's cool. So what we saw is here some examples how to use it. I explained to you that you can do something like add layers, base, utilities, pages, page, and so on. And so the importance of the order that you put everything in. You can also very easily import CSS and show that. So I think it's a nice feature. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you think this was interesting, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.